Good morning, Coolest Coast. It's time for Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge, and we've got a special guest joining us this morning, author Emily Howe. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
So, Emily, for people that don't know, should we just dive right in, Kristin, and tell them?
Yes.
All right. Emily, you've published a book of poetry called My Soul Stirs Poems, Short Stories, and Journaling. Emily, how was this done?
Well, we moved out to a very quiet place and it all just started spilling out of me, literally. Um, by the time I reached out to a publisher, I had about 90 poems. And I started sharing them on Facebook, got a lot of good feedback from people, which was scary, but nice to hear. And one of them, or a couple of them, said, "You should do a book." So I started reaching out to different publishers, and one of them got back to me and asked me to submit a few of them to them, and they loved them, and here we are.
Okay, so you moved to like kind of a bucolic, quiet place that inspired the poetry. So then you
Yes.
start you start creating the poems. At that point, were you already thinking about a book, or that came after you already had
No,
a
I had
number built up?
no idea that I would eventually do a book. Very foreign and crazy to me for sure. But yes, going from a busy mom of four to running around and dropping them everywhere to complete stillness out here was something to get used to for sure. Still trying to get used to it.
I was going to say, are you fully used to it?
No. Yes, definitely trying to stay busy because it's so foreign for sure.
In some ways, it's a gift because most people, to your point, we're running kids, we're working, we're doing all the things. You guys run multiple businesses. And then all of a sudden, it's very quiet, even if it's just evenings and weekends.
Right. I never
Totally.
thought I'd be watching a hummingbird, but here I am watching hummingbirds and
Right. I
squirrels.
think that's called presence.
Right. Very good.
Right?
Good word for a poem.
Ooh,
And
I'm
it
not.
seems like one of those transformations that so many of us go through, right? Even if it's not the exact same one, but like stages in life, all of a sudden you have a different role. You find different expectations of yourself or less demands on yourself. And yeah, how do you process and deal with all of that? Do you actually have a poem about that? Transformations? Is that
That could be, yes, probably.
all right? So Emily's going to crack open her book. And before you read it, Emily, I just want to point out that like each poem, right? On the page right after, you've got some thoughts about what inspired
Right.
the poem, and then a place where a reader can actually journal their own thoughts. And I'm not doing a very good job holding this up, but there's some blank space there.
Yes. Yep. That publisher was, they're the ones that decided to, I mean, they called them short stories, but sometimes they're just a paragraph describing where the words came from for sure. Um, Pitts, is that the one you want me to read?
Were you going to read Transformations?
Okay. And that one. Do we have a page? Let's
Did you
see.
tell me 62? Am I?
Okay. The first one that I did. Okay, got it. Got it. Here I am. All right. Sitting in my seat, road trips keep us going. Falls can be tough, sets to get through. First working always, happy seems settled. He's creating. Second, works often. It's not a race. She's caring. Third, plays hard. It's been tough. She's leading. Fourth, plays harder on our toes. He's driving. We are proud, most from him above. Touch of us here, proud of their transformation. So that's definitely about the kids in order of their in birth order and what they're driven to do for sure.
How do they feel about being represented in the poetry? Were they?
I don't know that they know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right. I think my oldest, Bryce, is the only one that has the book currently, so it's kind of cool.
So there was not a family discussion about this publishing and this kind of birthing of Mom the poet?
No, for sure not. Yes, I think they were as shocked as I was when they found out. Definitely discussed it with Mike, and he was on board and very supportive.
Yeah.
And so, because these are poems kind of revealing, your inner thoughts, putting yourself on the page, there's some vulnerability to that, right?
Very
What was
scary.
what was that process like? And did you have to claw some things back? Did you I know I'm filled with self-doubt sometimes when I'm putting such authentic things out there.
Right. Definitely scary, especially to start posting them and writing them out. But I, no pun intended, was an open book as far as what I put in there. Lots of personal things for sure.
You know what I mean? Emily, and every day you are an open book, right? So if I'm blessed to know you personally, but for people that you interact with in the community, you don't typically have anything to hide. You kind of put yourself out there, which I appreciate about you, right? There's an authenticity to that. But it is different writing your thoughts and your heart on paper and then like saying, here you go. You can
Right.
have it all.
Right. Yeah, my father passed away about 3 or 4, well, a little over 3 years ago, and there's that in there. I mean, it's a lot of emotions for sure. It transformed into more just picking a word. A word would come to mind, and I would just go for it. And the interesting part of a lot of them is because they end in the word that the title is, I would write them backwards. So that's kind of interesting.
I mean, everybody has their own
Right.
way of doing it, right?
So I would end with the title and then write it backwards.
Did you have certain times of day or a certain, like I know some writers kind of go through a process to get ready for writing and then they like sit down. Do you have a process or a time of day that is your ideal, or is it things
It
come
was
to
all over the place. I wrote some in my head in the car. I wrote some at 2 in the morning. I wrote some sitting by the river. Yeah, they would just spill out.
Some on your yoga mat, I noticed from some of the poems.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd be sitting in yoga and it would just come to me, and then I would get to the car and write it down immediately.
So the common factor through all of those is the quiet time, right? Quiet driving, quiet yoga practice, quiet riverside, right? Where there's nothing else demanding your attention.
Yep. Good way to put it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people find creativity in those moments, right? So the idea comes in the shower or when you have windshield time, right? And it's cool to hear you capitalizing on that and catching it. So even if you're not a poet, there's something to be said about kind of capturing and writing those thoughts down that you're having in those free moments.
For sure. Yep. I think we're all more creative than we maybe give ourselves credit for.
So have you worked through some of your own prompts? For example, after you've got a poem, do you then journal some thoughts?
Yes. Yep, for sure. Yep, that's where that came from, that I thought it would just be the poem and then journaling, because everyone reads it differently, and I didn't want to give the reader where they should be thinking about it by the paragraph, but they really pushed me to do that, and I'm glad I did, but I hope still that someone would read the poem and be able to put themselves in the poem and journal that way.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that's what I like about poetry is that it doesn't explicitly tell you how to feel or where your mind should go. It gives you this framework, but the interpretation is really up to the reader.
Right. Yes. So a lot of them say he, she, all that kind of stuff. And he could be God, he could be Mike, he could be one of my kids. I mean, it's all over the board. And then for someone else reading it, their he is different.
Which is beautiful because people can see themselves in it. They can apply who those people are. And I mean, I think this kind of sounds also the way that art is interpreted, right? So if the three of us went to an art gallery and we looked at a piece, what we would see and how we would see it would all be different. And we might have a beautiful discussion about it, right? And so in that way, people can take your life experiences and this beautiful poetry you've written and apply it in whatever way that looks like for them.
Yes, that was my vision of it for sure.
I love that you say the vision when you really didn't have vision. Like that's so
the vision of the journaling. The
vision of the journaling. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yes. And the vision happened after I was publishing for sure.
You know, I do want to celebrate the fact that, you know, at some point there was this vision, right? And that you had this idea and that you saw it through, right? Because so many people will have a great idea and they might have, you know, 5 great poems and think, oh, I should write a book. But then to get from like that 5 all the way to, how many did you say, 100 and...
Yeah, I'm not even sure what it ended up being.
Okay.
It was 200 pages, so.
Yeah, but so to like take it and to see it through, and then even having all of those poems, then there's still that next step, right? Like publishing is a little bit out of your hands, you know, to get it on paper and with a cover and, you know, into stores and things like that. There are all these steps and processes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm known for having big ideas and getting very determined and seeing them through, but I'm also known for my little saying that I say to myself and to others is one and done. I do it one time and then I'm over it and move on to something else.
So are you telling us not to expect any more books?
Probably. Yeah, that's the thing. After I haven't written since I published, so.
Oh, you haven't written any more poems even for yourself?
No, it's not flowing like it used to be. Not like the river is. Right.
Tell us about the moment you got acceptance from your publisher.
It was very exciting for sure. Called Mike immediately. Was very just crazy. Never, like I said before, never thought that I'd publish a book. And yeah, it was a crazy day for sure.
I bet.
Where is the book available, Emily?
Currently, it's available at Uncorked, which is the Uncorked Book Lounge, which is a new bookstore in Two Rivers on Washington Street. So, yeah, Carrie actually reached out to me prior to the bookstore opening, and then we had a launch party, and yeah, that was crazy too, just putting myself out there for that. Just scary stuff.
I feel like both you and Mike are in the public all the time, right? So what makes something like that scary?
Well, Mike's usually the one that's more in the know than I am. Yes, always. I'm Mike's wife, Bryce's mom, Kate's mom, Ellie's mom, Jacob's mom. Not Emily all the time. So Emily, the author, was foreign for sure.
Yeah. Does it feel weird to say it out loud now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Emily, the author.
Emily, yeah, right.
Emily, the author, but don't expect any more.
Yes, so, it's not the start of a series.
I mean, you can never say never.
That's true, but I am known for one and done, so we'll see.
Have you been at the cottage through the winter yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We moved in August.
I couldn't remember when. I can remember you saying we've moved to the cottage and being like, what have I done?
Right. Weekends was one thing, but round the clock is something else.
Right.
Yes, through the winter with electric heat. That was fun. And I'm always cold, so it was a fun time. And not anywhere anytime soon.
Are you finding like a new project or pursuit to put your energy into?
I have not so far.
Yes, watching hummingbirds.
Oh, please tell me that's not what it is.
I mean, they are interesting. Their wings fly very fast. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
right?
They are, that is for sure. But you can only look at so many.
But that quiet time, to observe the world around you, like Kristen, I'm going to share a photo that you shared because it's just so beautiful.
That is
Right. This was and by the way, because this always happens, pictures don't do it justice. Like what we saw with our eyes and what was actually there is not this, and just it's different. But Sunday night we got home from a long weekend of softball, and Doug and I looked out, and like the bottom was very pink and orange, and the top was just this incredible blue, and just it's like I think I got to walk out there and take a picture.
Yeah, I love it. I love the kind of stripes that you see. And then it's cool because the trees, the silhouette of the trees in front kind of break it up. It's fascinating. I love that photo.
Right. And I mean, there's something frustrating about not being able to capture what you see with your eyes, but I also believe that's like God's design for us is like you can't ever, nothing can mimic or imitate or capture that beauty you see just with your eyes.
Well, the other night too, with all the storms, there was this incredible rainbow. And what's fun is we shared this photo on Coolest Coast's Facebook channel or Facebook page, and somebody else posted the other side of the rainbow. They're like, we've got the other side of the arc. So
That's awesome. So did you see a full rainbow from your point of view, or was it only a half?
it was only a half. It's what you see in that photo.
I love that. So somebody else, from somebody a different perspective, just to bring it back home here.
Yeah.
They had the other half, or from their point of view, it was right arced and not left arced.
Exactly. Yeah. So together it was like the full arc. That was cool.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Emily, did you see rainbows out by you?
I did not, but we do get some beautiful sunsets for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I could take pictures of the sunset every day and it would be different. And there's different things in it and different colors, and we appreciate them all the same, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And even like the clouds and the colors, even throughout the day, I've noticed clouds are different, right? Like when it's midday, they're very bright, high key white, right? But when you're talking about sunset, then all of a sudden it's got the oranges and the pinks and the lavenders, and it's fascinating. And you're right, it's never the same twice.
Right. Right. So this weekend was Father's Day, and we are all married to wonderful men who are wonderful fathers. So I think I've got a picture of Doug from Father's Day. This was part of his Father's Day. If you've ever done weekend travel, sports, anything like this, you understand it, right? We were in a hotel for the weekend, and this is Sunday morning. He had ran Josie to get her settled at the Diamonds and then came back to pick up the rest of us. And I said, do you want help? And he's like, nope, I got it. And I was like, okay, well, then I'm just going to take your picture. And we just looked, kind of like a hot mess. So
It's important to document awesome dad moves like this.
right? Is it?
No, it's funny because when I saw this picture, you had also shared it along with this. And I thought, oh, is he moving costumes or something, like preparing for this show? Because it says it's like one day only. And I thought maybe it was all hands on deck.
No. This is something totally different. I just wanted to give a shout out. This is out at Valders. I just realized now it doesn't have the school or the address on it. That's funny.
Right.
But Valders summer school kind of program is doing Shrek the Musical Junior. And the shows are this Thursday night. So that's tomorrow. There's one, I think 10:30, and Tina, can you put that up?
Yep.
10:30 in the morning and 6 o'clock. So that's out at Valders at the high school. The cafetorium. So that is kind of like where they do, it's the gym and the cafeteria combined, but go support them. I've heard it's going to be great.
Okay, so this is not a Treehouse Theater production, and your kids aren't in this production either because they don't.
Nope.
Okay.
We've got lots of friends in that production. But I just sometimes in the summer, right? Like the weather, we've got a couple of rainy nights on the forecast again today. And so it's a fun way to support another local school. And we all have kids that have done, or you have done theater. So I just wanted to share it out and give them a little shout out this morning.
Yeah, I love it. And I think, historically, I've seen some good productions at Valders High School. So I think it's worth checking out.
Yeah. Tina, how did Jason celebrate Father's Day?
So some of do you guys know Tina and Carson Kugler? They used to live in Manitowoc. They work for Disney. Lovely, lovely people. Our kids have grown up together. Hold on a second. Teresa says, "Good morning, friends. You all look beautiful this morning." Thanks, Teresa. Takes one to know one is what I would say.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tina and Carson Kugler, dear friends, are, my son and their middle son were born a week apart, right? So they all pretty much grew up together. But when they were, it must be like a decade now, they moved out to LA because they both work for Disney. She is an illustrator on The Simpsons and he does a kids show. So obviously being out there in the industry. But so it's been a couple of years with everything that's happened that we've been able to get together. And so they came and we just spent like hours eating and talking, and at the end we had to kind of like peel ourselves away from each other, like, it's midnight, I have to go to bed, I'm so sorry.
I love that. No, that sounds amazing. What a great way to kind of catch up and share time together.
It's amazing to have that connection, right? When you've shared so many experiences in life, and then life kind of pulls everybody in different directions, but to get together again and that feeling is just immediately rekindled is so cool.
I was going to say, isn't it fun to like connect with people where no time has passed?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you can just pick right up where you left off.
Yeah. Emily, what did you and Mike do for Father's Day?
We went golfing with 2 of the kids, and then Mike is known as being our grill master, and the kids grilled for him. So that was quite interesting. They did a great job.
What did
He approved? Yeah, what did he cook?
Steaks on the grill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
it was yummy.
Oh, go ahead,
Go
Kristin.
go for it.
No, I was going to switch topics a little bit.
Go for it.
Okay, so speaking of yummy, tell us about this amazing looking German food that you sent me a picture of.
I have to tell you, I could not remember. I looked at this picture this morning and think, did we already talk about this last week? I could not put it together in my brain. Okay, last Wednesday night, Doug and I and my mom and some friends went to Gibbs in Kewanee, and we had German night. So that on the right, I know you're probably wondering, what is this pile of brown stuff? On the right is a pretzel coated pork chop, which was deep fried.
Wow.
German dumplings they have like a little mushroom gravy over that. Red cabbage, sweet sour cabbage in the upper left. And then under that pork chop is actually regular sauerkraut.
Wow.
My mouth is watering just looking at this picture.
Me too. So this was at Gibbs on the Lake, and you said they have German night every Wednesday and Thursday?
Wednesday and Thursday night. And it was pretty busy. We had reservations. So delicious.
Did you notice what their wheelchair accessibility is by any chance?
I did. We actually had a conversation on the way home. So we sat in this like lower level, which was down by the windows, which would not be because there is a step down. But the main dining room off kind of the bar area, it would be accessible. And I think you could navigate the bathroom.
Awesome. And so there were no steps to get into the building? Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. And you did have a reservation. So they take reservations. So before just willy-nilly driving up there.
Yes. But the different people we're with all had, some had schnitzel, some had, I don't even remember all of the things, all different stuff. My mom had spatzel with brown butter on it, and Doug just had a steak. It was all really, really good. Worth the drive.
All right. Teak is a huge German food fan. So I think he would love that. We'll have to figure out a time to take him there.
Yes, absolutely. You've never been?
To Gibbs? I have, but not for a German night.
Okay. It has been a very, very, very long time since I had been there. Probably, I might have even been a kid the last time I was there.
I think the last time we went was like a Saturday, so it was like a prime rib kind of feature.
Sure.
Emily, have you been there? I know you were working on like a supper club checklist, right? How did that go?
Good. Yeah, we're still working on it. We were at Ishnala over the weekend, so that's the number one in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin Dells. Yeah, I think I showed the book on a previous episode. But yes, we've been to Gibbs many times.
Do you have many more to check off in your book?
Yes. Yes, we haven't really branched out besides the Dells to Upper and all that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's
Mhm.
so many good spots. Speaking of prime rib, I took a picture of the menu, and I'm sorry, I should have sent this to you. Do you guys
Ooh.
see that? This
Ooh.
is their prime rib menu. It's Friday and Saturday only, but look at that bottom one. The shipwreck cut, it's $130. Sorry if it's backwards for y'all. 50 ounces, 50.
What? Is that like a shareable thing? Like you'd sit down with like your rugby team to eat
Been there
it?
before.
So it is a shareable. However, like if you eat the whole thing yourself, you like get a shirt. You know, it's like it's like the great outdoors.
You're dead, but you get a shirt.
I probably have the meat sweats. But yeah, it's you get fresh baked bread with it. The choice of soup or salad or vegetable. I think I kind of cut it off. Potato or pasta. Can you imagine?
Too much. Too
No.
much.
I mean, even the queen cut, the smallest one, is 12 ounces. I mean, that's a lot of meat.
It's a lot of meat. At least prime rib is good as leftovers.
Have either of you been to Prime Quarter in Green Bay? It's where you
No.
make your own, you grill
Yeah.
your own. And
Oh,
when we were 19, Mike did the beef eater and got the t-shirt.
Do you remember how many ounces it was?
I don't. But you had to do a piece of toast. You had to do the whole meal. And
how
it's
did he
small.
feel after that? And like, what was the next day like?
I think when you're 19, it doesn't phase you, but he wouldn't be able to do it now for sure.
Oh my gosh, I can't. We were just talking even about like how thick does the cut have to be to get 50 ounces?
Right. And to still fit on the plate.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, like let's say prime rib is this big, just for context, so you can see my head, right? Let's just say the prime rib is this big. How thick does it have to be to get that many ounces? Like, it feels kind of gross.
Yeah. Does it come as one piece or is it multiple platters where there's like a chunk, a chunk, a chunk, a chunk?
I think it's one.
Huh. All right, viewers, if anyone has tried this, let us know what the experience was like. See if you can answer some of these questions.
Yeah, maybe not just that one, but anywhere, you know?
Yeah. And if you haven't tried it, we are not encouraging you to overindulge in that way by any means.
I mean, you could make a lot of like corned beef hash or something the next day out of leftovers, but it's kind of an expensive way to get there.
You know, it is cool though to challenge yourself to do new things, right? Kristin, last week we were talking about, as an amputee, when this happened, I got rid of all of my knitting notions, all of my crochet needles, right? I thought, oh, never going to be able to do that again. I don't even want to tempt myself. But last week we were talking on the show, like, would crochet be possible? Because it's got the one hook. And while the prosthetic hand is not dexterous in any way, could it provide like enough tension? Anyway, so I got this in my mind, and then I watched a video, and then I talked to another friend who crochets, and she kind of talked me through it. So Jason took me to Hobby Lobby and we got some supplies. It is possible. Like, I know this doesn't look great, but this was my first attempt. You guys, I'm blown away. Crochet is possible. And I had completely written it off, thinking it is not possible. So that gives me this hope, like, what else am I thinking is not possible that is? And it makes me want to just keep stretching and exploring and trying things, right?
Right. I mean, I love that. I mean, a couple of things. You kind of just put this wonder into the universe. So Tina has this great way of just asking questions to like challenge people to think a little bit. And so you put this out in the universe, kind of, it bubbled up. We did not plan on talking about crochet last week, by the way. And the viewers were like, ping, 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 ping. Here's a bunch of ideas. I think you can do it, you know, all this stuff. And then from Wednesday to Saturday, you literally made it happen. Right?
It's true. I mean, I was so inspired by this conversation. I was inspired by those comments. You know, the fact that nobody was like, oh, absolutely impossible. Don't even try, right? They were all encouraging, which gave me the thought, like, there must be some modification, some workaround. Now, do I think I could ever do something finely detailed? Probably definitely off the table, right? This was a size K needle, right? So you can see it's pretty big to get through the yarn, like, and manipulate it. But again, it was also my first try. So I don't want to say,
Yeah. I mean, with time and practice, you're going to get better, right? It will come.
it just makes me realize, don't say no to something without trying it, because you never know.
Yeah. I mean, I know I texted you on Saturday and said, "Oh, do we have a list of things that you're wondering about?" And you were like, "No." And I said, "I think we like need a Tina bucket list."
I think we
Right?
do too. I think
So,
we do too.
so if you have ideas on things you think Tina should try, throw them in the comments.
Yeah, I'm interested to know.
Let's start the list for Tina on her behalf.
Emily, thank you so much for joining us this morning. This was really fun.
You
Do you
bet.
want to read one more poem before we have to sign off?
Sure.
Do you have a favorite?
I do. It's the one I'm going to read.
All right, so this is Emily Howe. She's going to read from My Soul Stirs.
It's called Shoes. I step over the pile. I miss the piles. Enjoying them now. Love lives here. They start out small. They crawl. They walk. Then they run. A few pairs at first. As the family grows, so do they. Love grows here. I sit and listen. The giggles, the stories. Love is here. They step away. They step closer. They step back in their shoes.
So good.
Yes, I bet you have lots of piles at your house, Kristin.
Oh, I feel like 3 times a week we're like, okay, everybody put your shoes away. There's the pile in front of the door is getting too big. So before I say that out loud, next time I'm going to take a picture and I'll send it to you.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah, let's definitely talk about that. All right, thank you everybody for watching this episode of Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. This is Kristin Odell. I'm Tina Prigge. Our special guest this morning, author Emily Howe. We'll see you next time, everyone.